Thank you. Too kind. Suspiciously kind, actually. Amazing. We're going to learn a lot of fun facts today. We're going to talk about some current events, maybe a little bit about myself. So after the fastest accumulation of $1 trillion in our nation's history, we hit $38 trillion worth of debt recently.
Yeah.
Yes. We got to be careful as a nation, because if we accumulate $31 trillion more debt, this joke might be funny. We're seeing a rise of autonomous tech in society. Waymo is testing its cars in Boston. They're gathering data, realizing just how fucked they are, but they're going to try their best. You might not have heard of FedEx's Roxo bot. It uses the sidewalks and other infrastructure to deliver your packages, again, eliminating jobs. Whoops. We've all seen, if we're any locals, our local celebrity Marty, the Stop and Shop robot, the Stop and Shop stalker, just kind of wanders around with his giant dead eyes looking for spills. It's only a matter of time before robots, cyborgs, clankers, whatever you want to call them, are just fully integrated members of society. And when that time comes, I just know the non-binary crowd's going to look real bigoted. In other news, radioactive waste dumping is threatening the population of dolphins in the Hudson River. I know what you're thinking. There's dolphins in the Hudson River. If things turn out well, maybe instead of dolphins, we'll have bright fins. Well, realistically, though, we'll probably just have cancer fins. Another fun fact for you. Due to bioaccumulation, microplastics are making their way up the food chain and concentrating. But again, we have to look on the bright side. Now all food has a prize in it. Close enough. Welcome back, Cracker Jack. Yeah. Maybe that will put a little more pressure on Big Avocado to put something besides those shitty wooden balls in there. I have enough of those. I need something different. Maybe there could be like a avocado Labubu crossover. Yeah. Another more concerning news, scientists have confirmed the presence of microplastics in human penis tissue. They're terrible. But again, we have to find the bright side. So yes, it's awful. It sucks that there's microplastics in my penis tissue, but you know what? There isn't plastics in my micropenis. Toys R Us is back. They're opening locations in 16 states. Some full-time stores all the time. Some pop-ups. How millennial them pop-ups. Imagine asking someone out on a date like, hey, you want to go to the Toys R Us pop-up? We can kiss under the giant Jeffrey Giraffe statue. Hopefully it's not the 2001 hyper-photorealistic Jeffrey Giraffe, or else it could just be like a real giraffe in the store. Maybe a little dangerous. I remember as a kid, maybe some of you do as well, while watching Legends of the Hidden Temple, they'd cut to the kid who won like the 2-minute run through the store sweepstakes where they're just dumping tons of toys and stuff into their cart to get to the end. I was always so jealous. That was like the pinnacle of existence for me. Like I wanted it so bad. But with adulthood comes perspective. So while I was super jealous at the time these kids got all these free toys, electronics, all the latest video games, I know now that they want a prize that I never really wanted, getting a disease named after them. There's an AI dating service. Some people are thinking, I can date AI. I mean, you can. But no, what this is you tell the AI everything about yourself. Not that you haven't already done that. It takes all your likes, your information, your picture, and it talks to other AIs, and it says, whether or not you'd be a good match and whether you should meet up with this person. I'm just imagining a scenario where, you're putting in your information. It's just like, I got nothing for you. At a certain point, you get a little desperate. You start lying. You're like, okay, height, 6'5". Occupation, finance. Trust fund, yes. Eyes, blue. And it's still like, no. Meanwhile, it's sneaking off at night to meet up with the other ass to just suck and fuck all the water out of small town America. I'm really glad that I got out of the dating scene before I had to deal with shit like that. The only thing I really have to put up with is occasionally my fiance will accuse me of going too overboard with my hobbies. I took up scuba diving recently.
Yay!
There we go. There's more coffee over there if you need it. Yeah. But no, she's actually incredibly supportive. She actually really appreciates that I love to cook, I love to bake. We love to sit around and watch Great British Bake Off for inspiration. We love watching Chef's Table, and I always say let's try to make that, even if it's difficult, like paella or something. We went to Colombia recently. We visited Cartagena. She had a work trip, and I am functionally unemployed at this point. So I was like, I'll join up. We came back. And we were watching No Reservations, R.I.P. Anthony Bourdain, the GOAT. So we were like, let's watch the Colombia episode. This will be cool. We'll see, the places that we saw, maybe some of the foods that we ate. And we did, very cool. He was leaving Cartagena to go to like the rest of Colombia. He stops at this roadside stand just on the outskirts of town, and this person is like frying up every part of the pig you can imagine and some that you can't. At one point, she's just like cutting bits of pig intestine into the frying oil and just handing Anthony Bourdain these little bits. Yeah, exactly. And my partner was like, is there anything he doesn't like? And I looked at her and I just said, yeah, being alive.
Oh.
That's all I got for you, folks. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.